my kids will always ask, Mom, is this ASMR? Is this satisfying? And then they'll just take a drink and swallow. And I'm like, I can't hear. I can't. First of all, no.
Like, is it satisfying to you?
You can hear it in your head, but I can't hear it anywhere else. And then they'll go, I'm like, no.
No, it's not satisfying at all.
Not giving me any satisfaction. Can you go away?
No, I don't love that. Please stop making mouth noises near me.
But it's so funny that they like ASMR stuff.
That's funny.
Is this satisfying?
I don't think my kids even know what it is.
Fucking YouTube, man. That's why my kids do.
Yeah, my kids were banned from YouTube.
Smart.
Not that it fucking matters. They're like, anyway, I saw this on YouTube. I'm like, oh, interesting.
Probably at my house.
God damn!
Oh, God.
How you doing?
I'm all right. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm living the dream.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, I am.
Oh, my God. You want to hear my goddamn?
I sure do.
It's that it was my birthday weekend. And you and our other bestie treated me to a night at the casino and resort.
Mm-hmm. We went to casino.
No big deal. And I lost all my money.
We played Buffalo.
Buffalo! Oh my God, it was so much fun.
We did lose all our money. How fun.
What?
I said we did lose all our money.
Yeah, we did, but it was a blast.
It was.
And I got to hang out with my best friends, and I got to get a break from family and all that stuff, even though I missed them so much and I was so excited to get back home.
Of course.
Which is weird because it was only one night, and normally I'm not like that, but I think that life has been too busy that I'm like, I actually want to hang out with my family.
I just want to sit on the carpet that I bought.
Yeah, exactly. I want to do a craft near my kids.
Yeah. Aww.
Yeah, so I got to celebrate my birthday weekend.
You sure did.
And I had a blast, and I felt so special, and that's my goddamn.
God damn. I had a blast too. That was so much fun. Remember when I won money and I was up for like a solid minute?
Oh
there?
my God, you and Nora both won money, and I was like, these machines are just taking my money every time I play.
Usually you're the one that's always winning money, and I'm just behind you, slowly losing it all, throwing it behind me.
That was me this round. I was okay with taking the role.
It's because it was your birthday, so
Right.
it was like your luck has.
Yeah, you've got enough to celebrate. You don't need money to.
Exactly. Yeah. Can't have too much of a good thing. You know what I mean?
No. But it was still a blast.
Yeah. But also I lost it all anyway, so.
It's how it always goes.
Bought me some time.
Right. It let you play.
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly, every time we gamble and I win, I lose it too.
Yeah. Oh, good. I get another hour.
Yeah, exactly. It's called a problem. No, I'm
yeah.
just kidding.
Well, for some people, it's not a problem for me right now.
Yet.
The
magical yet.
Yeah. I got that taste in my mouth, though, so.
Oh, I
Gotta
know.
go back.
Well, I will say after that, I was like, I could take a break from the casino for a minute, but I mean, like, it took all my money right away.
Yeah.
But there's a difference between these casinos and the Vegas ones.
100%. Also, the Vegas ones, I feel like, are just so much
more fun.
flashier.
Yeah, I would agree.
It's a lot more fun.
Everything here is like dancing drums, dragon pearls.
Yeah, they're all the same. They all feel the same.
And it's the same kind of goal. But Vegas is like, well, this one you have to collect ruby slippers. But on this one, you have to fucking, I don't know, get 5 of these. And on this one, I don't know. It's all different stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, what's your goddamn?
My goddamn is that I dropped my little fluff ball off this morning to get his nuts chopped off.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
Olaf getting
shit.
his nuts chopped off.
Olaf getting his fucking trouble puffs taken down. And that little menace was attacking faces again this morning as we slept. So I'm hoping
that'll tone it down a notch.
Calm the fuck down a little bit. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
But also, remember how I was like, oh, I paid this amount and they sent like fucking 3 invoices and everything was weird and it was just like all mixed up and then they made me do a deposit and I'm like, I only owe $23 and they're like, well, we only take $100 deposits. And I was like, that doesn't make any fucking sense.
Right. And I was like, why would they ask for a deposit on something you already paid for?
That have already paid for. Right. And they were just like, we take deposits. And they were so, not rude, but just like, I don't know. Like, this is just what we do. And I was like, am I going to get it back? Like, what the fuck? So then this morning when I went in, it's all been solved. This is not really a big problem, but it made me fucking mad.
Because you were right.
Yes,
and they treated like you were dumb.
They treated me like I was dumb. And so I went in this morning and they were like, all right, so after all this, you're only going to owe $8. And I was like, no. After all this, you're going to owe me like $80.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck do you mean?
Yeah, I don't
Said
owe
it very
you shit.
nicely.
Yeah.
And she was like, okay, so you want to sign all this? Do you need a clipboard or you just want to sign it right here? And I was like, I'll sign it right here. And then I looked at it and I was like, actually, the fuck? I was like, I'm going to need a clipboard. I'm going to go sit down in your fucking waiting room and look at this shit because it doesn't make any fucking sense.
Right.
And so then I went and I looked at it, and they were trying to charge me $85 for something that I bought the last fucking time. The feline HIV whatever IV thing.
That's
was
probably how they make
again.
their fucking money. I hate places.
I know.
I hate places of business.
I got so fucking mad on the inside because I was like, God damn it. Like, I fucking knew it. I knew I was right.
Was fishy.
I knew it. And so then I went up there and I was like, excuse me, so kind. Because I had all of my other invoices because I was like, this shit doesn't make any sense. I'm going to bring it.
Motherfucking A.
Yeah. And I was like, see here, I already paid for that. And she's just, I'm sorry, let me fix that for you. And then fixed it and everything was fine. And now they owe me $76 or whatever the fuck because I was right. But also,
I bet they do that to people all the time who don't pay attention.
How many people do they do that to?
I bet they do that all the time.
And they would have. And like if Brandon was there, he would have fucking paid it.
I would have. I used to do that all the time. And now that I don't have a job, I'm like, excuse me, what do you need my pennies for?
Yeah. But $70, that's a lot of fucking money.
That is a lot of fucking money.
Ready to rage, and then they just fixed it, which is great. But also, I'm like,
the fuck?
Still mad.
Ew, I hate it.
But also, they have my cat, and so.
When do you get him back?
Today.
Did they say how long it'll take?
No, I asked, and I dropped him off at 8 this morning, and I said, how long does it normally take? And she said, cat neuters are generally very quick, so it should be between like 1 to 3. And I was like, that's like fucking 8 hours.
Yeah, that's
like,
not very
quick at all.
Maybe it's like the recovery after to make sure that he fucking wakes up from anesthesia.
It is. It's all of that. But, like, why are you then telling me that it's really quick? Like, just say 5, you know?
Right.
Like, just be like, probably between 3 and 5.
I want to say that's what it was like for when I did Chip. It was like, we were the last people to pick up, you know?
Right.
Like, it's the last thing they do at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like, they keep them all day or something.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Anyway, do you want to talk about murder?
I sure do.
Mad World. Request number 1. Okay. This week, I'm going to tell you about Mitrice Richardson.
Mitrice?
Mitrice.
That's
like
cool
Patrice, but with an M.
I like it.
So Mitrice Richardson.
Sure it's not Matt Rice?
Could be. Could be. I didn't fact check it.
Is it 1 T? I feel like it's 1 T. Mitrice?
It is 1 T.
All right.
So Mitrice Richardson was an American Black woman born April 30th of 1985 to her mother, Lettice. Get it? You see where we got it from?
I do.
Lettice Sutton and her father, Michael Richardson.
Okay. Sutton. Thought you said Dutton. I was like, we're dealing with some rich folks.
Is that a rich folks name?
I don't know. It was the Yellowstone Duttons.
Oh.
Yeah.
I never watched that, but Lee did. But Sutton is also a rich lady's name on The Real Housewives of Orange County.
Boom.
But that's her first name.
Oh, that's a cool first name.
Yeah. Anyway, okay, so Mitrice was raised by her mother and her stepfather, whose name was Larry, in Covina, California, which is located about 22 miles east of LA downtown area.
Okay, sounds good.
I wasn't able to find much info about her upbringing, but what we do know is that as a child and into her young adult life, she was a total joy to be around and always loved joking and was like a ball of energy.
Aww,
she loved dancing and singing, and by the time she hit high school, she was a beautiful young woman who loved to cheerlead and run track for her high school. So she was involved in her high school, right? Mm-hmm. She had enjoyed competing in beauty pageants, and by 2008, she had graduated with her degree in psychology from California State University, Fullerton. So she was pretty, athletic, and smart.
Yeah, and she went to Fullerton. That's where Dylan went.
What's up, Dill? Do you know?
Sure.
Do you know a Mitrice? Mitrice,
who would be much older than you?
Yeah, like 2008. How old were you?
I think he was born in like 2005. No, it might have been 95.
Oh, God. Okay, so anyway, in 2009, when our story takes place, Mitrice was 24 years old, and she had been living her life as an open lesbian and had been dating a girlfriend by the name of Tessa Moon for about 2 years.
Okay, Tessa Moon. Sounds like she owns a hippie store.
Girl, I bet she has a mood ring.
For sure, at least.
She worked as an intern, not Tessa, but Mitrice.
Okay.
Worked as an intern for a forensic psychologist, which is interesting.
That is interesting.
She also worked a secretarial job at a freight warehouse and also had a part-time job as a dancer at an LGBT strip club. Now, this seems like a lot of things. I don't know if, like, they were consecutive or she did them all together or if it was, like, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know what order any of those happened in.
Yeah. But also, they seem like different times of jobs.
Right, like, intern would be, like, when she's still in school, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then like the freight job, I feel like would be now. And maybe we just dance on the weekends.
Well, the weekends or nights, you know, like if you're you got a second job making income, then that's like a night job.
Right. Which, this is so naive of me, and I've never thought about it before, but I didn't know they had LGBT strip clubs.
Yeah, I really didn't either.
It's kind of fun.
It is fun.
I kind of want to go.
Are they...
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know anything about it.
I don't know anything about it. I'm not in the culture.
Yeah.
You know?
But I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
And I want to go. Just like how on my 18th birthday, I was like, we're all going to a titty bar. Like, I need to go.
I wonder how different it is. Like, is it much more welcoming? You know, like
it's gotta be.
A lesbian strip club that's like women dancing for women. So is it very like fun and
like, you're beautiful.
Yeah. Like, what's the vibes?
Do you see why I want to go?
100%. Yeah.
Okay. So that's what we know about her work life, right?
Yes.
And that's all we have really on the before time. So let's jump to September 16th, 2009. Mitrice had worked her shift at the warehouse that morning. And when she left the warehouse, her coworkers said that she was super bubbly and in a great mood.
Okay.
She stopped at her aunt's house. Her aunt's name is Lauren. She stopped at her aunt's house, but her aunt was out of town. And so Mitrice scattered a bunch of her business cards on her aunt's porch. And she even went as far as to tuck some of the business cards in planters that were on the porch also.
Okay, that's cute. That's fun.
I guess kind of weird. I would say
prank.
I guess.
It might be like, oh, I got business cards and I got nobody to give them out to and I wanted to show my aunt.
Confetti them everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I would leave you a bunch of business cards. If I got new business cards, I'd be like, yay.
Yay, look at this.
Put that shit everywhere. And then I'd want you to find it for the next like 4 to 5 years.
Right, like they're all hidden.
Yeah.
Okay, I could see that. That's cute. So she scatters the business cards. She then left a note on her uncle's van that read, quote, "Who is queen now? Mississippi? Question mark.
What?
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. So anyway, so she left that note on her uncle's car. So weird. The behavior seems odd, and I'm not sure if the family was able to explain it away, but the mother does come out later and say that she really wasn't worried about Mitrice's mental health, but in retrospect, there was some odd behavior the days leading up to the event that I'm going to tell you about.
Okay.
Her mom says that Mitrice would randomly text seemingly nonsensical text messages on occasion, but whenever her mom would ask about them, she always had an explanation or a reason for the text.
It sounds like she's just kind of a goofy, like, free spirit, and you say some shit, and then everyone's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I feel like that's me.
I was going to say, it's like us when we say something, and people are like, what the fuck? And you're like, no, you have to be in my head, because here's how we got here.
Right. Every time I think of that, I will never forget fucking playing Taboo with you in Big Bear with all of our friends, and you and I on a team of Taboo, ain't nobody gonna beat us because we live in each other's brains. And one of us yelling, because the word was cliff, and we were like, fucking a goat on the edge of a... And then the other person just yelled, cliff! And the whole room got silent. Like, what? And I feel like that's one of those moments, you know? Like, I don't know, actually. I don't know, but it worked.
It was a joke, and for some reason, we had told it to each other and then stuck, remembered forever.
Anyway, so maybe it's like that. Okay, so her mom was like, I was never worried about her mental health at this point or whatever, but in retrospect, there was some weird things, but she always had an explanation that made sense. So never a red flag.
Is it weird? Yes, but also maybe
was it?
Not.
Yeah, exactly. So, for some reason or another, later that evening on the 16th of September, Mitrice hops into her Honda Civic and she drives down the Pacific Coast Highway for a bit, and then she pulls off and has dinner at a restaurant in Malibu that's called Jeffrey's Restaurant.
Okay.
Which I guess is a very high-class one. Like, celebrities are often seen there.
Well, it's in Malibu.
Right. It's got a bunch of like flashy lights. It's on the water. It's super pretty, very overpriced. You know, I'm sure it's delicious food according to the pictures that I saw because, you know, I looked it up because I was like,
where are we going?
Yeah. But, you know, high class. Okay.
Yeah, sure. Love it.
So she pulls up, she drops her car off at the valet. I know. I was like, okay, Susan, your Honda Civic, huh?
Well, she's a fucking forensic psychologist.
That's true.
Gonna be.
Intern.
You know?
Yeah. So she drops her car off at the valet, and the man that parked her car for her said that the car was totally disheveled and in chaos. Relatable.
Relatable, but also that's the reason I could never go into a valet or like stop before and like, let me throw all the trash in the back seat.
Oh, whenever we use valet, that's exactly what I'm doing.
You use valet? I've never once. I've never once used valet.
I never do. I'm like, no, I'll just park. But if we ever go to like Seaport Village, like with his family or something like that. And
what? I didn't know you guys are so bougie.
Well, when it's really super busy and there's no parking, like we try first. But there's a place that you could valet right next to it. So like that's the event I'm thinking of. And we've totally valeted at like when we went to Hawaii all together. I think that's, might not be the only option, but we valeted there so we don't have to drag our luggage everywhere. Yeah, we used to be bougie, I guess. Not anymore. I'm like, fuck, I'll save my $10.
Yes. Yeah. I think that's the only time I ever valeted was in Hawaii, and that was because you had to. Like, it was forced. You pull up to the hotel, and they're like, now give us your keys.
Give us your shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we have valeted on a few occasions out of just sheer convenience alone.
Never once. I thought that's how I'll know I made it.
It's when really not that expensive.
It doesn't matter. It's giving a $5 to someone that I don't need to. I'm
to
like,
drive your car.
This.
Yeah. And it's disheveled.
Yeah.
I get it.
Exactly. Like,
it's
please
always
don't look in it, though.
Because boys don't care about what other people think.
Oh, my God.
You know? He's like, it's just the fucking valet dude. He doesn't give a shit what your car looks like. I'm like, there are literal it's just all trash. Trash will fall out when you get out of the car.
My steering wheel is sticky because it like kind of rained and then dried.
Your whole car's outside right now. So.
Yeah. Well, that's true, too. There's spider webs on the turn signal, and I just let him go because I'm like, I mean, if he comes out...
They're just going to come back.
Yeah. Just give him a place to rest.
Plus, it's spooky season. It's called decoration.
Brandon gets so mad. He had to drive my Jeep this morning, too.
Okay, so the valet is like, wow, her car is in total disarray. It's disheveled. It's crazy, right? How judgy of him.
I was going to say, and yeah, we don't judge.
Oh, God. So then, I guess she climbs into the valet's car, which I don't know. I know.
What?
I know.
Are you allowed to?
I don't know.
Also, why does the valet have a car?
All I can figure, and I did not look this up, all I can figure is that, like, it's a place where you park further away and then they have to drive you up to the front of the restaurant. I don't know. Or maybe I misunderstood the article, but the article was like, she got into the valet's car and then she started fucking around and shuffling through his CDs, which is weird. Like, and then also, why do you have CDs in a valet car unless it's not your car? Is it your car? Does the valet have to use their car to drive you up? I don't know anything about valet life.
I was real confused until I remembered it was also 2009.
It's 2009, and it's a fancy, posh restaurant. So I could see space not being enough in Malibu to have a parking lot next to your place, so then you get a ride there like a shuttle, you know?
Yeah. But then why are you, like, digging through their stuff?
Like their CDs.
Like, why is it his personal vehicle?
Yeah. Or is it like how when we worked at Surf City Squeeze, it was just CDs at the front, you know? And you're like, whose are these? And then you just grab whatever and put in what you want.
Yeah.
So she's shuffling through his CDs. And when he asked if she was okay, she replied with, quote, it's subliminal.
What? Like, it's sublime?
No.
Maybe she was looking at a CD.
Nope. He's like, you okay? And she said, it's subliminal. And he just left it at that.
It's like, all right, got my answer. No.
She then proceeded to ask him if he was familiar with the language of numbers. And when he said no, she replied with, quote, well, I'm here to avenge Michael Jackson's death. So she's not making sense.
Was Michael Jackson dead in 2009?
Yeah. I think he died in like 2007 or some shit.
Did he? Okay.
Did he? Should I Google it?
No, I mean, I'm sure.
It was around there.
It made sense at the
time.
I mean, I was just thinking, like, did that make
sense? Was that a premonition?
Yeah.
Fuck, I didn't look at that. I don't know. I thought it was like 2007-ish he died. Okay. So when she arrived at the restaurant, the hostess seated her, and she sat alone. She ordered a $65 Kobe New York steak and an Ocean Breeze cocktail.
God damn. She's treating herself.
Right? Well, I mean, this restaurant, I think no matter what you do, you treat yourself.
Well, yeah, but
a New York steak.
Yeah.
At one point, she gets up from her table and she inserts herself into a nearby larger party, and that party later stated that she was talking in riddles the whole time, and they were concerned for her mental health.
What?
They said she mentioned something about cracking some code and hearing voices. They asked her if the voices were talking to her now.
Are they in the room with us?
And she replied, oh yeah. So she's not in a good mental health state.
Oh.
And she has no prior history of mental health issues.
Yeah. Drug use?
Well, I don't know. So later, when it came time to pay the bill, Mitrice notified the waitress that she didn't have to worry about paying the bill because God told her that it would be taken care of. And with the language of the numbers, that all makes sense. And the hostess is like, I'm sorry.
What? The language of my manager says I have to collect some money.
I have to take payment. So the waitress is like, hey, you're going to have to pay that bill. And so they suggested that she calls a friend or someone that she knows that could help her out. Like, do you know anybody with money?
Maybe do you have a friend who has money?
You want to phone a friend real quick?
Oh, no. That sucks.
I know. So one article said that Mitrice didn't remember any number except for her grandma's number. But another article said that she called several different numbers and nobody picked up. But she did get a hold of her grandma.
Well, it's 2009. She would have had a cell phone probably if she was an adult.
But she didn't have it with her at the time. So she was going off of memory. And it wasn't her grandma. I'm sorry. It was her great-grandma. All right?
Okay. Yeah. She's not going to do anything.
She ain't going to do shit. So great-grandma gets on the phone, and she's like, I'm 91 years old, and you're in Malibu. Like, there's nothing I can do unless you'll take payment over the phone. But the waitress or hostess or whatever was like, we can't take payment over the phone. Like, it's against store policy or whatever. Yeah. So you're not going to get your fucking money. Well, they were like, silly. You can fax it, and she, like, fax the information.
Card? Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Just write it down. And then destroy it.
Right.
Yeah. Like we all trusted.
Or get one of those like 90s, like clunk, clunk, 80s, like you slide it and it takes the imprint of your fucking shit.
The card chonkers.
Yeah. Anyway, so the 91-year-old grandma could not help out. Yeah. But her great grandma was very concerned because they like described Mitrice's behavior and she was like, that's not like her at all. Like, I'm scared for her safety.
Oh, no.
And her well-being. It seemed very out of character.
Yeah. Well, hopefully the great-grandma remembered some numbers and called some people.
She does. So that's what's happening in the background, okay? Later, the manager of the restaurant said that when he told Mitrice the cost of the meal, she was transfixed on the number 8, because it came out to be like $80-something with the cocktail and everything. Mm-hmm. And she was transfixed on the number 8, and her eyes, quote, melted while staring at the number. And remember all her...
It sounds like we're all on drugs, because what the fuck does that mean?
Right.
What do you mean they melted?
She's just like,
out of your head?
8. You know, I don't know.
What?
I don't know. But, like, she's talking about the language of numbers and shit. So, for whatever reason, she's transfixed on numbers. This reminds me of Lisa Left Eye Lopez. Mm-hmm. Did you ever watch that documentary that films when she dies?
No.
Oh, my God. Well, there's a documentary out there, and it's all her. She's obsessed with numerology and everything, which a lot of people are. Mm-hmm. And when I watched it back in, like, high school or some shit, it seemed a little crazy. But I wonder if I would be intrigued by it now because I'm a much crazier person.
Actually, it makes a lot of sense now.
I'm like, consciousness, all this shit.
I think you need a new avenue. Numerology. Take it up. I like it.
Yeah, right? Anyway, but she's talking about the importance of numbers and stuff, and then she gets into a fucking car accident during a time when she's like, there's something talking to me. Like, there's something trying to tell me something. And then they're fucking recording when she gets in the accident and dies because she wasn't wearing the goddamn seatbelt.
Oh, God.
Anyway.
I thought she died in, like, a helicopter crash.
No, that was Aaliyah.
Oh. Fair.
And allegedly done on purpose. What's up, P. Diddy? Got some questions for you.
I have no questions for you.
I'm the one that's going to get me killed.
I'm going to step out.
Like fucking Charlie Kirk. Jesus Christ. What's going on?
What is going on?
Okay, so. Anyway, her eyes melt at the number 8.
Okay. Whatever that means.
I don't know. So he also said that this is the manager of the store. Oh, okay. He also said that she told him that she was from Mars and was going to have sex with him that night. But I don't know if you remember, she's a lesbian.
I don't know if you know, but men are from Mars and women are from Venus.
Obviously. Get it right.
Yeah.
And boys are from Jupiter to get more stupider.
Mm-hmm.
And how does that go? Nobody knows. Maybe that's all of it. That's it. We did it. That's how it goes. Exactly like that. Okay, so she's going to fuck him. Would you fuck me?
He's like, no, thank you.
I'll pass. So as the night goes on, it became clear to the workers that Mitrice was not safe to be let go, right? Like, there's something going on right now.
Like, we should call someone.
Right, exactly. And they had even debated pooling their own money together to just pay for her bill. But they were ultimately more concerned about her mental health and safety than they were about the bill, so they decided to call the cops. 1. Under no circumstances will I ever pay your bill because this is a Malibu restaurant and they can afford to eat the cost of one meal.
Yeah.
I cannot.
Yeah. The restaurant. I'd be like, I don't know what happened to that food, and I would just strike that bill.
And if I'm at a restaurant and the owner is like, we're going to do something because she won't pay this bill, like, we're going to make her pay, like, and she's clearly in a mental health crisis, that's on you for fucking serving her. Mm-hmm. Like, no, we're not doing that.
Mm-hmm. It'd be like letting a homeless person in and being like, yes, please, sit at our finest
or something.
restaurant.
Yeah, what the fuck? I don't know. Anyway. Okay, so they're like, we're not concerned about the bill anymore. We're going to call the police because we're concerned about her mental health. And we want to get her some help. Smart. And she doesn't know anybody's fucking number, so here we are. So when the police arrive, they perform a field sobriety test, which she passes just fine. Mm-hmm. They search her car, which I don't know if she gave consent or what the fuck, but it doesn't seem like she's in a state of mind to give consent, but I digress. And I guarantee you they didn't have a fucking warrant, but they search her car.
But they also probably had probable cause because she was acting erratically in the restaurant.
Weird. Is that probable cause to search her car?
I don't know what counts.
I don't know either. I don't either. I should know because I should know my rights. But I don't. The privilege of being a fucking white girl, right?
No shit.
All right. So they search her car and they find less than an ounce of marijuana in the car. The manager of the restaurant watched as the police searched the trunk and everything, and they discovered empty pill bottles that looked to be prescription of some sort, 2 full gallons of Smirnoff vodka.
Gallons?
Gallons. You know, like the handles, I'm guessing?
That's not a gallon.
It's not?
I don't think so.
Like a gallon of milk? Those things are big. You know, like the wine jugs?
I guess.
Like a handle. I don't know.
Yeah. Of a what? I'm sorry.
Vodka.
Okay.
Smirnoff vodka.
Is that a gallon?
I don't know. I've never measured it. I've just put that in my head.
I've never heard it called a gallon,
a gallon of
before.
Milk. A gallon of vodka? It's called a handle.
2 gallons of vodka? Jesus Christ.
2 of them. But they weren't opened.
Okay. Well, yeah, she passed her field sobriety test.
Right. Yeah, she passed it just fine. They also found half a case of Tecate beer and half a container of tequila all in the trunk of her car. So to me, I'm like, this is like a 20-something-year-old woman, 24-year-old woman who parties occasionally and has a trunk full of booze. Yeah, I feel like that was kind of normal.
Yeah, and it's a bar car. She's ready for
Right. It's a lot, but she probably went to Costco, you know?
Right. And you're not going to bring all that into a party. Right. Like, you'll bring one of the gallons.
You did a beer run.
Yeah.
Okay, so not that we have drinking problems at all, but I was alive in the 2009s. So that seemed pretty standard. Like, you need something for the jungle juice? Let me grab a gallon. Like, I got one in my car. Let me contribute to the party.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Was there also Tampico in there?
They didn't mention it. I don't know if they would, though.
No, they wouldn't. Right? They'd be like, that's irrelevant.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
She was making
jungle juice.
A cocktail.
Yeah.
A very, very cheap cocktail.
Yes, that will hit you in the back of the throat like a cup of Tang. So there's all that booze in the back of the car, right? Mm-hmm. When the manager asked what was going on with Mitrice, the cop replied that she was a, quote, ding.
What does that mean?
I guess it's a commonly used term in the police profession to mean that there's a mental health illness at play. Like a dingbat or something. I don't know. Like, she's a ding. And then this becomes relevant.
Rude.
Right. And I don't know if the manager knew that, but it becomes relevant later because, like, you know, there's an investigation and shit done. And they're like, that is terminology that gets used often in the police force to mean, like, mental illness. So it's kind of like, you know, slang.
Okay.
Everyone at the restaurant was under the impression that Mitrice would be taken into the police station for a mental health evaluation. Mm-hmm. And, like, whatever, if 5051 or whatever that thing is called, you know?
5150.
The other way around, 5150. But instead what happened was that the police arrested her on suspicion for not paying her meal.
Oh, that's rude.
That's super rude. And for that small amount of marijuana that she had in her car. And they put her in the back of the patrol car and then took her to the station.
Okay.
When they take her to the station, they fingerprinted her and booked her in jail.
God damn.
And remember,
all for not paying one bill that
an $89 bill.
Were willing to pay?
Right. And not what the restaurant was asking for. They weren't like, arrest her for not paying. She's unruly. They were like, there's something wrong.
Yeah,
Can you help?
She's in trouble.
Like, we're okay. We'll eat the bill. But
also, being in jail is at least contained.
Yeah. Yeah. For a little bit. So
she got out at 8 a.m.
And remember, it was very obvious to everyone that she was in a mental health crisis at this time. Okay?
Yeah.
Like at the restaurant and everything. There was no question about it.
Yeah. Even the cop was like, yeah.
She's a ding, right?
Yeah.
Now, as the police are driving her to the station, so before they book her, right? And the station is the Malibu/Lost Hills Sheriff Station, which I guess is like a 20-minute drive through a bunch of hills out in the middle of fucking nowhere of Malibu. The hills of Malibu, okay?
Okay.
Mitrice's grandmother gets a hold of Mitrice's mom, to let her know that there's something going on with Mitrice. Yeah. Like, hey, I just got this weird call. They're saying she's not acting normal, and she was trying to get a hold of you, but she got a hold of me and can't pay her bill, whatever, right? Mm-hmm. So the mother, Lettice, called the restaurant, which they said, oh, she's going to the station, eventually calls the Malibu police station and asks if they arrested her daughter. Mm-hmm. Now, the dispatch, because they're still en route, right? The police and Mitrice. Mm-hmm. The dispatch was like, we only have one woman in custody right now, and they're on their way up. And Lettice was like, okay, that must be my daughter because I have all this confirmation and it all just went down. Mm-hmm. I'm her mom and I want to know, are you going to be booking her for the night or not? Because if you're not going to book her, I want to come get her. She has no way to get home. You impounded her car. Like, she doesn't have a phone, a wallet, nothing.
When can I get her?
Right. So should I come get her? And if you're going to keep her overnight, then I'll just come in the morning. Mm-hmm. But I want to know what's going on.
Yeah.
But the mom doesn't know, like, if she's going to get booked overnight or not. So she doesn't want to drive all the way out to Malibu, which is fucking, I don't know, an hour and a half away or some shit, if she's not going to get released that night. So she's asking, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
And the dispatch is like, well, I don't fucking know, but, you know, we got somebody coming in. And the mom is even like, okay, but she doesn't have any way to get out of there, and
she doesn't remember my phone number apparently,
right? And she literally was like, she's unprepared and I don't want her to get out and get lost and end up with her head chopped off or something. Yeah, like she said, like there's weirdos out there.
Yeah.
The dispatch person was like, I mean, when they bring her in, they're gonna separate her from everyone, so she's gonna be safe, like whatever's going on. And the mom again stated, I know she's safe in custody, but I'm worried about when she gets released because she's in the middle of somewhere that she's not familiar with no phone, wallet, car, blah, 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 right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
please
there's
just
weirdos out there.
Take my number. Yeah. Call me when she's out.
100%. And the dispatcher basically was like, well, when she gets in, she can call you. So,
but she doesn't know my number.
You'll talk to her soon. And, well, yeah, I guess, right? The dispatcher's shift ended shortly after that call, and the call was recorded. Mm-hmm. And he never mentioned to the rest of the staff that Mitrice's mom had called and was willing to give her a ride if needed. Mitrice...
I'm out later. Hope she calls back.
Deuces, homie, I'm out. Don't want to do any paperwork. Mitrice arrives at the station around 10 p.m., and they search and booked her and put her into a cell with another female, so she wasn't put alone. But anyway, puts her into a cell with another female, and they ran a search for any outstanding warrants. Mm-hmm. The jailer who booked Mitrice was never told about her incoherent behavior at the restaurant, the entire booking process, right? And that the jailer says that she saw nothing wrong with Mitrice's mental state. She seemed totally normal. And that they even talked about their favorite music during the booking process. So now the arresting officer, he was at the tail end of his 17-hour shift, and he made no comment about her mental state in his incident report.
Oh, no.
So he wrote up a report basically saying she didn't pay her bill and there was marijuana on her.
And now we arrested her.
So that's why she's being arrested. Nothing to do with her mental health. He even said she's a ding, right?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Oh, no.
And he's at the end of a shift. He probably doesn't want to do all the paperwork and have to 5150 or whatever. Or suggest. They don't even do it. I guess you have to, get somebody else to come in and do an evaluation. But for whatever reason, he leaves all of that out. And also remember, she's a black female.
Yeah.
Which historically are the, most
vulnerable people.
Exactly. Undercared for. What's the word?
Dismissed
by
authority.
What the
whatever.
Fuck? Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what we have on the incident report. The jailer has no fucking clue and is like, she looks totally normal to me. We're talking about music and everything, right?
So then they don't know that they can't just release her, or that
they probably
the mom
shouldn't.
Doesn't want her to.
Allegedly, they don't know that. So
that's so fucked up.
Later, the arresting officer will testify that no one at the restaurant mentioned her mental state to him and that she seemed totally normal. So I guess he thought he was just arresting her for the $89 bill that she was unable to pay, which I'm not sure is even legal, but okay. And also, there was testimony from everybody that worked there that said that they were literally calling for that reason.
Yeah. I'm sure it's on the 911 call that they called or whatever.
Right.
Let me call the police. There's a woman acting erratically.
Easily be proven. Right.
Yeah.
The arresting officer wrote an email 3 days after Mitrice was booked saying that she was acting, quote, ditzy. So now it's documented, right? He said ditzy this time. And that's the reason he brought her in, because he didn't think it was safe to just let her go.
Okay.
He didn't put any of that in his report, but he wrote that in an email 3 days later.
Okay.
So that contradicts his testimony later also, and it clearly looks like his testimony later is to cover his ass, because let me tell you what happened. Around midnight that night, with no other priors or anything against Mitrice, and nothing to hold her on, and not knowing that her mom was willing to pick her up, and that I guess she was in a mental state of whatever, the jailer lets Mitrice go in the middle of the night, knowing that her car had been impounded and that she had no phone or wallet.
What the fuck is she supposed to do?
What the fuck is she supposed to do? The jailer offered to let Mitrice stay in the lobby until morning if she needed, but obviously Mitrice declined that and off she went.
Yeah.
Because she's not in a good mental state
but also
to make decisions.
Me,
yeah.
in my normal mental state, would be like, nah, I'm gonna head out.
Good.
Yeah, I'll go wait at the Taco Bell down the street.
I think I'd be like, can I use your phone?
I think I'd probably do that. But also, I'm very stubborn, and so I would not want to ask for help from the people who just arrested me. So I'd be like, I'll go somewhere and find out.
Yeah, let me see what's going on out
I
here.
would wind up missing, is what I'm telling you.
Yeah, you would.
Don't let me leave without my phone.
Okay. So she declined. She goes off, right? At around 5:30 a.m., Mitrice's mom calls the station again to be like, hey, what's going on? I didn't get a call from her. I'm guessing she probably went to sleep or something. Or even if she didn't go to sleep, she's like, all right, 5:30, what the fuck?
Yeah, if you're going to get released at 8, I got to get up now so that I can get there.
Right.
Yeah.
So when she calls in, she discovers that Mitrice had been released hours prior, and she was really upset, saying, I thought they were going to keep her overnight. Like, what the fuck? This is my worst nightmare. The deputy explains that they tried to offer to let her stay, but because she wasn't being detained and she was an adult, they couldn't force her to stay.
Sure, yeah.
Right. So now it's morning of September, I wrote 18th, but I feel like it should be 17th, unless I got one of these dates wrong. But anyway, now it's early morning the next day, 2009. Okay. And in Calabasas, which is about 5.5 miles away from the police station, a former KTLA news anchor named Bill Smith calls the police to report that there was a woman in his yard. The woman in his yard was described as a slim black woman with afro hair, very skinny, wearing blue jeans, that might have been skinny jeans, and a T-shirt which matched Mitrice's description. It's everything she was wearing. I guess Bill and his wife had been upstairs in their room, and they looked out the bathroom window and they saw Mitrice sitting on top of some railroad ties that they had in their backyard. Why do they have railroad ties? I don't know. But okay. And she's sitting on them, right?
Rich folks, you know?
Fucking right. Like, in case I ever need a railroad track. What the fuck?
It's actually part of the original railroad.
Also, I thought railroad ties were those, like, nails that went in the ground, but I'm guessing maybe they're like fucking long logs at this point, because she was sitting on them and there was like a stack of 6 of them or some shit.
Okay.
So they
Just
see
sitting
them
on 6 nails.
That doesn't sound comfy.
I don't think that's that.
Oh God. So she's just sitting there, right? And Bill calls out.
She's just sitting there. So they called the police.
No, well, he calls out the window to the woman and says like, are you okay? And she responds, yeah, that she's just resting. And by the time he goes to the other window, like to get a better look, she's gone.
Well, yeah. I'm sorry for being in your yard. I'll leave now. Obviously, I'm unwelcome here.
In
or
your
watched.
backyard.
Yeah.
So then that's when Bill calls the police, because you're right. Rich fucking people, okay?
Yeah.
So he calls, but we're glad Bill calls the police.
Yeah.
So he calls the police to report the strange occurrence. And at this time, the police knew that Mitrice's mom was concerned and looking for her, but they did nothing about the sighting other than show up a couple hours later and take a statement. But they didn't connect any of it.
Okay.
Like, they didn't even try to connect any of it.
Yeah.
They were just like, oh, cool, okay.
It sounds like nobody is taking it seriously except for the mom.
Nobody is. And she's begging them to help take it seriously, and they are dropping the ball left and right. Like, you've dropped the ball so much that I'm not convinced this isn't intentional at this point.
Yeah.
It's fucking weird.
Like, you just don't care.
So that was the last time that anyone saw Mitrice alive. Her family filed a missing persons report after not hearing from her, and they asked the police several times if there was any video footage of her in custody or anything, hoping that it would give them a clue to her behavior that night, or even which direction she fucking went. You know, like, you got anything.
Yeah.
The sheriff constantly denied any footage existed until 4 months after she had gone missing.
Oh, actually, we do record everything, but now it's too late and it's all been erased.
That's exactly what happened. So, well, maybe not erased, but... Okay, so 4 months after she's missing, the parents sit down with the sheriff and have a meeting. Like, what the fuck, right? Yeah. And they discover that the police did have footage of her at the station that night. The family reviews it and is immediately alarmed by her behavior and notice that she's not acting normally, so that jailer is not telling the truth or is totally incompetent and in her ability to tell whether or not somebody is, with us or not.
Crazy.
Mentally. Yeah.
Respectfully.
The officers swear that they weren't trying to deceive the family and saying that they didn't have footage of her, but they were saying they didn't have footage of her leaving the station. Fuck you.
It's fucking semantics. And also, if someone's asking for something, I'd be like, here's what I have.
Right.
You're not going to be like,
look at it all.
Nope, don't have that.
Let's pull footage of fucking Jeffrey's restaurant. Everything that we have.
Like, if you're trying to actually be helpful and find a missing person, you would present all of that.
You would probably go check out the first lead you got at fucking 4 o'clock in the morning or whatever, at 6 o'clock in the morning. Whenever Bill called and was like, hey, there's a lady matching the description of the missing person that you have, you probably would have connected those dots that day.
Weird.
And you would have been very close to finding her.
If you were trying.
But that's not the case at all. Mm-hmm. So they say, oh, it's just that we didn't have footage of her leaving. We weren't trying to deceive you, whatever.
I didn't say you are a bitch. I said you're being a bitch.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're not spoiled. You're acting like you're spoiled.
Yeah.
However, the problem was that the officers had 2 videotapes. They had videotapes of her being booked at the station, and they had videotapes of her leaving.
Oh, no. So they just lied.
They were just lying. Right.
Oh, no.
Exactly.
Yeah, I really want to trust cops.
I know. Well, watch out in Malibu. They're all fake.
Well, everyone
in 2009. Yeah. So we know that both videotapes exist now, and the family already reviewed the inside footage, and now the family is given the outside footage. And they watch as Mitrice walks out of the station, and a family member watched this tape so many times, they noticed the shadow or something like that of somebody following after her. And it turns out to be an officer that follows out around the same time as her.
Okay.
The officer was tracked down 12 motherfucking years later.
Years?
Yeah. And says that,
I remember that night well.
No, that's exactly it. He says no one ever asked him if he saw Mitrice that night. And at this point, he can't even be sure if he was on duty because it had happened so long ago, right?
Yeah.
So the whole point here being that there was somebody that witnessed her leaving that we could have questioned and asked things about. But
where'd she go?
Again, the police did nothing about. And it was one of their very own officers and their very own footage. So they had no excuse to not have access to this. So they just didn't do anything. Or they're covering something up.
They're covering up all of, at least their involvement so that they don't get in trouble for whatever may or may not have happened
whatever
after.
Incompetence occurred, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's not sure if he ever saw her. But I mean, you're in the footage, so we know you did.
Yeah, and also, if you knew that person that was in your jail is now missing, I feel like you'd remember.
Right.
That would stick in your brain.
Oh, shit, I walked out with her that day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy, I saw that. And you might not admit that.
Right.
But you remember.
Well, because you want to cover your own ass, or your department's ass. The sheriff maintains that the deputy was just doing his job and has nothing to do with her case. He just walked out after her. You don't need to question him for anything.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Excuse me. As the police extended the search for Mitrice, which eventually would be a 20-mile search radius, they were able to track her footprint impression based on the classic waffle design at the bottom of the Vans shoes that she was wearing. Mm-hmm. And they also had dog, sniffers looking for
scent
her.
Dogs?
Yeah, there you go. Following her scent trail. They determined that at some point she went from walking to running, but even with the tracking dogs, her trail eventually peters off, and they were left with no further clues as to her whereabouts. They tracked her to this person's backyard, right? They thought that was her, and they continued to track her, and all they know is at some point it looks like she ran for a little bit, and then her trail peters off.
Oh, no.
The search went on for months and involved ATVs, horseback searches, bicycle riders, teams on foot, helicopters, and drones, and would go on to be the largest search in the history of the department for the Malibu / whatever hills department that it is.
Oh, my God.
There were reports of sightings of her in Las Vegas in July of 2010, which was 10 months after her disappearance, but these all came up empty-handed. They followed through on all of them and nothing came of them. Mm-hmm. Also, in June of 2010, a mysterious mural appeared around the area that she was last seen, and I guess it had, women's afros. I don't know if it had their head, but, women's afros, so presumably black women. Mm-hmm. A marijuana joint, and the initials L.A., which this is in L.A., so I don't really know if that means, Los Angeles or what. And her family thinks that this is a clue to her disappearance, but the police are like, the painting's totally unrelated.
But L.A., like, that's not her name.
No. That's why I'm like, maybe Los Angeles or something, or the initials of somebody who did it. I don't really fucking know. Her family are like, this happened right where we last saw her and right where everything takes place. So
it's a little coincidental.
It's kind of weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then a break came on August 9th, 2010, which was 11 months after Mitrice's disappearance. The California State Park Rangers were hiking deep into some rugged terrain of Dark Canyon, which I guess is some canyon that's like 2 to 3 miles away from the last place that she was sighted, at that KTLA anchor's house, right? Mm-hmm. The Rangers were searching for an illegal pot farm that was being run by the Mexican cartel. I guess that this site had been raided in the past and that it had been a year since the last raid. So this was kind of like just going back to see if they set up camp again. Mm-hmm. Instead of finding the illegal marijuana farm, they discovered the skeletal remains of Mitrice Richardson.
Oh, no.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
Oh, no.
She was naked and partially mummified, covered by mulch, twigs, and leaves. Her skull and her spinal cord were detached from the rest of her remains.
Oh, no.
But, like, is that animal activity? Like, why? Yeah. Why are they detached? Or was it done on purpose? I don't know. Okay. The police were notified, and a helicopter airlifted the LA homicide detectives to the location. Like, they couldn't hike down to it. It was an intense hike.
Yeah.
So the homicide detectives were brought in by a helicopter so that they could process the scene. Mm-hmm. After they brought in the detectives, the helicopter was supposed to go get the coroner's team, but they had to reroute twice to rescue stranded hikers because that's how rugged fucking Dark Canyon is, evidently.
Okay. Well, the Black Diamond over here.
Right? The police told the family that they were going to leave her remains for the night. They had to reroute for those 2 hikers, and then they ran low on fuel, and it was getting dark out. So the police were like, okay, we're going to have to pause this for the night, but we're going to leave her remains here, and we'll pick up the processing in the morning. Mm-hmm. But instead of doing that, what the detectives did is they got a gurney basket, and they had the helicopter come back, and they lifted her remains out of the crime scene. Without a coroner's. Like, you're supposed to have a coroner there first.
Yeah.
Before you touch anything.
To see, like, what happened.
Right. The coroner's report states that the police department decided to airlift her remains out of the crime scene, which went against the coroner's recommendation to leave her there and wait for daytime. Now, this is a topic for hot debate because basically everyone in the homicide community knows that you don't touch the remains until a coroner can come on the scene, and the fact that the police removed her remains is a major sign of incompetence.
Incompetence or another part of the cover-up because...
Right.
They might have been the ones that put her there.
Those are the only 2 options you have.
Yeah.
Like, it's either severe incompetence, and literally, like, in the homicide community, everybody's baffled. Like, never once have you ever removed remains before a coroner gets there. Yeah. Never. Like, it's totally against protocol.
Like, your job is now...
You just fucked up the whole crime scene.
Yeah.
You just tainted...
It's no longer a scene.
The crime scene.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Matrice's family was obviously pissed, because the police said that they did it because it was getting late and they were worried about wild animals.
After a year.
After fucking 10 months. But they were like, yet you still let a young woman out into the same scenario 11 months prior, and your guys have guns. Yeah. Like, you were worried about your guys and wild animals or her and wild animals, but your guys have guns, and you let her out.
Yeah.
11 months prior in this same scenario.
Yeah.
And suddenly you're worried. Get the fuck out of here.
Now
she's already dead. Like, what the fuck? Protect her now.
Also, if you're that worried about wild animals, fucking get a tent, bitch.
Right?
Set up camp
Turn on some lights. Get a generator. Make noise. Yeah.
Sit next to her body.
Right.
It sounds like someone's going to be on their overnight shift.
Well, you're going to love this, okay? So let me just keep going on because I don't know where it hits. But the sheriff blames the coroner's office and claims that they called and got permission from someone in the office to move her body, and it's their poor communication.
Feels like the sheriff's office already has examples of poor communication.
That's literally my next bullet is we all know at this point that the Malibu police acted with like a lot of incompetence in this case. So I don't know who you're going to believe, but I'm going to go ahead and believe the coroner. Mm-hmm. When asked why they didn't leave her and have an officer stay posted with her through the night, like you were suggesting, the sheriff replied that that's a fantasy and they don't have the personnel for that, and described their department as a bare bones operation and says it's always been like that. So excuses it away. with like, we just don't have enough people. Why don't you're the sheriff?
You could do
You know what you need to go do? Go
Hire
apply
people.
for some fucking head count. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Get
Or
approval
then
for head count.
Sounds like you're going to have to do it. If you can't get the staff to do it.
This seems important enough that
the owner of the restaurant's going to have to get behind the grill.
Right. Exactly. What the fuck? It's just a lame excuse, okay?
Yeah, it is. So, and trying to cover up for your own incompetence.
Exactly.
Hopefully it's incompetence.
So it gets worse. The next day, the coroner goes out to the scene. Only no one from the day before was there with them. And they couldn't locate the scene. They couldn't find where she was discovered. It was just lost.
That's just gone now.
So the coroner's office blamed the chopper for dropping them off in the wrong canyon. And the chopper operator claims that the coroner's office left their GPS device with the coordinates in the chopper when they dropped him off. What the fuck?
Okay.
It's a whole bunch of finger pointing.
Yeah, but also, okay, solve the problem. Fucking drop the GPS down to him then. Or whatever.
Come pick me back up and let's go.
Try again tomorrow.
What the fuck? Well, it takes 2 weeks before the coroner actually returned to the site.
Oh my God.
The site that Mitrice was found at.
Mm-hmm.
And when they arrived, they discovered 9 more of her bones. So the police didn't even get all of her remains. Now, Mitrice's family is like beyond upset and they can't trust anyone. So
yeah, they're like, she had 2 legs.
Right. Like, she wasn't missing a leg. I would have put that in the report.
Yeah. She's missing some bones.
Yeah. The fuck. Well, they don't trust anyone. So they make it their mission to hike the trails to get to Mitrice's, I don't know if you want to call it resting site. Mm-hmm. So they can see with their own eyes where she had died. Or where she was left. Mm-hmm. So, in November of 2010, they hiked to the coordinates. And they had to take, like, fucking teams with them in order to do this. And, like, equipment and shit, all right?
Oh, my God.
While up there, they brushed some dirt around. And they discovered more of Mitrice's finger bones.
Oh, my God.
So now the police and the coroner have messed up.
How?
They obviously notify the coroner. And in February of 2011, the coroner goes back down to the site and discovers even more bones. So this is like months in between reporting. They're taking months to get back down there. And then they're finding more fucking bones.
You know what would have happened? None of this would have happened had they brought in a coroner who would, like, process the whole area.
Right. Or if they just would have called her mom the night that she got arrested.
Or there's that.
Or, you know.
You're thinking even further ahead.
Yeah.
Wow.
Even a better scenario.
Look at you, like a mom.
Right? So the coroner ruled her death undetermined because they didn't have any evidence as to what the fuck happened because they moved her. Did they take pictures? Like, what the fuck?
Right? Well, she didn't have any fingers. Maybe she bled out. Oh, no, she did.
So it's not a homicide. It's undetermined.
Yeah.
However, her mother had no doubt in her mind that her daughter had been murdered.
Yeah.
The hike down was so intense. Like I said, they needed special equipment and safety personnel to get there. So her mom maintains that there's just no way that Mitrice would have wandered there herself.
Right. At least not to this very specific sounding location.
Right. And also this location is where, like, drug cartel previously operated. That's suspicious. Yeah. Don't we want to, like, maybe look into that a little more?
Right.
Like, maybe she came across the wrong person and some bad things happened to her.
Are they just wandering around the area?
Exactly. I should also mention that her belt, bra, and jeans were all found scattered around the canyon because if you'll remember, she was nude when she was discovered. Mm-hmm. And they were hundreds of feet down the ravine where she was discovered. So near her, but pretty far scattered, you know, like in the same area.
Okay. I'm surprised they found those.
I know. Her family strongly believed that she was taken there against her will and tortured and killed.
Oh, God, I hate that.
The family hired an independent forensic anthropologist to run her own investigation. And when she looked into the body bag of Mitrice's remains, because it was just at a morgue, like there's no foul play, so they're not doing a homicide investigation. They just put her in the morgue. Mm-hmm. So when they look in the body bag of Mitrice's remains, she discovered the bag of Mitrice's clothing, which had never been sent to the lab for any forensic testing.
Okay.
So, like, that could potentially have evidence on it, right?
Blood on it or anything, yeah.
Like jizz or something, right? If that's what we're going to go on, if she was molested or something like that.
Yeah.
But none of it had ever been tested. She also discovered some jewelry that was tangled into her hair, along with insect egg casings, all in the body bag in the morgue.
Yeah.
Like, the police didn't process shit.
She had jewelry in her hair. Like, they didn't look at all.
No, they didn't look at all. They discovered that Mitrice's left arm was tightly flexed against her chest, which suggests that she may have been bound or confined somehow when she died. Mm-hmm. Or maybe even wrapped up in something, I guess is what they're getting at here.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the fact that she was partially mummified suggests that she had been enclosed somewhere or somehow, suggesting that maybe she had been murdered somewhere else and then disposed of there, like in a rug or something, is what I'm adding.
But you're not going to take the rug back. Rugs are expensive.
I know. I guess they didn't find a rug, huh?
Yeah. That'd be weird.
Rugs are expensive. But could you imagine taking a rug out of there? Oh, my God.
But you're still not going to take it back, you know?
Unless they, kept her for a while and then threw her out there after she had decomposed. I don't know. Anyway, okay, so her socks, shoes, and underwear were never found, along with several of her bones that were missing as well. But
I'll bet I know where they are.
I bet they're still at the site.
Even her socks, shoes, and...
Belt.
No, they found her belt, right?
Underwear, my bad.
No, underwear, yeah. Even those things, I'm surprised they found the amount of clothes that they did if they were 100 yards away.
Right,
you know?
Right. They could be anywhere. So, like I said, bones were missing, including her hyoid bone, so they can't tell if she was strangled or anything, which is a very important bone to know that.
Yeah.
So obviously this case is another example of how the lives of Black women are not taken seriously by enforcement in our society.
Mm-hmm.
Months after she had gone missing, a congresswoman had called on the FBI to get involved, but the sheriffs refused the FBI's help and didn't pursue it.
I thought they were bare bones and needed
What
assistance.
The fuck? Yeah, they don't want anybody looking at their fucking incompetence.
Yeah. Don't look at what we don't do because we're bare bones, but also we don't need your help because we got this. What the fuck? Those two things they cannot be true at the same time.
Not at all. The sheriff at the time of Mitrice's disappearance ended up serving time in federal prison for lying to the FBI.
Interesting.
And obstruction of justice.
Interesting.
On an unrelated probe of abuse and corruption inside the sheriff's department jails. So.
Interesting.
Mitrice wasn't the only one who suffered injustice.
Yeah.
It's a theme, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is the same station that picked up a drunk Mel Gibson in 2008 and proceeded to drive him to the tow yard after his arrest to get his impounded car. And for Mitrice, they just let her walk out the door in the middle of the night because she's not a celebrity or part of the high society.
Or a white male. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. Also, Mitrice went missing at the same time as Natalie Holloway, whose case was covering the headlines because she was a white female who was missing.
Why have I heard that name?
It's a big case.
Yeah.
I can't remember now. Did she end up in in the ocean?
I don't know, but that sounds so familiar.
18-year-old American student who disappeared in Aruba on May 30th, 2005 during her high school graduation trip. It was Joran Vandersloot confessed to the killing in 2023, and he was trying to have sex with her, and she was like, no! And then, I don't know what happened.
She probably said it nicely, like we all tried to do. It doesn't matter how you say it.
I'm not interested.
Oh, no, thank you. I have a boyfriend.
Right. So Natalie Holloway was covering all the news, and Mitrice's family was shouting from the rooftops trying to get their daughter's case attention, but nothing ever took traction. Some media reports here and there, but it didn't get on the global scale as Natalie Holloway's.
Yeah.
And I want to stop for a second and just say that every time I mention this, because I seem to be the one who always covers these Black cases where nobody gets attention, every time I mention it, we always get a note, and people don't like the way I've said it or some way, shape, or form, as if to say that Natalie shouldn't get the attention.
Oh.
I'm saying that they can both have the attention. Mm-hmm. Everybody can have the attention.
Missing people deserve the attention.
Right. Yeah. I'm not saying fuck her and it should have been Mitrice only. I'm not saying that.
No.
And also, if you think that's what I said, you need to look at yourself and question why you feel that way.
Yeah.
And I will be better about how I say it. Okay. So now that we're all moving together ahead, I swear to motherfucking God, if I get a comment about it, I'm going to stab you in the eyeballs in my brain. Not in real life, because I'm a nice person.
I'm going to do it in my dreams, though.
IRL.
It's going to hurt.
Yeah. And you better not be sharing the dream with me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, anyway. So, Mitrice's family is like, hey, we need attention. It never really took traction. So, it's just another example of the, quote, missing white woman syndrome to highlight how difficult it is for missing Black women to get the same media attention.
Mm-hmm.
The oversight committee that this congresswoman asked the FBI for or whatever, right? The oversight committee, they review Mitrice's case twice. Because they're like, this congresswoman's like, this shit is fucked. And her family is like, this shit is fucked.
Yeah.
So the oversight committee reviews Mitrice's case twice. And this team, just so you know, the committee was led by then California Attorney General Kamala Harris.
Oh, look at that.
Who basically said, yeah, the arrest could have been handled better. Not that Kamala said this. It was the department was led by her. But anyway, the committee came back and said, like, yeah, the case could have been handled better. But at the time, all the police interactions and everything there was had no proof of a crime. So they followed and acted within all the right protocols.
Yeah, if they would have documented all of the things, though, then it would have gone differently.
And then didn't lie about it.
And then didn't lie about it. It would have, then the procedure would have been different.
Right.
Like, yeah, it's the right procedure for what they said it was, but it wasn't, they didn't say what it actually was.
But they didn't actually report accurately.
Yeah.
So, Mitrice's case remains unsolved until some sort of new evidence can be presented. As far as I'm aware, her clothing was never tested for further clues. And although this remains an open investigation, there's no evidence to suggest that the police are actively working on the case.
Oh my God, that's
her
so sad.
clothing was buried with her, and her family fought to exhume her body, and they won the fight. However, because they wanted to test the clothing, right? Mm-hmm. However, the clothing by that point had been so contaminated by the elements, along with the lack of chain of custody, right? Yeah. Because the police didn't bag it as evidence or anything. And at this point, there's been no public release of information related to any kind of testing. Also, because of the loss of chain of custody, you have a really impossible chance of it holding up in a court of law. Mm-hmm. So the police, in my eyes, did that shit intentionally. Yeah. That's how I feel. Because you know your fucking basic job as a homicide detective. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's to bag some motherfucking bullshit.
Or keep a crime scene.
Right.
I don't know. Two main things. That's just two off the cuff.
But, they're going to argue, I didn't think it was a crime scene. I thought she was just mentally unwell and died here.
But you didn't think that. It's not in your report as thinking that.
But now that it fits your fucking narrative, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit.
Hate that.
Anyway, another interesting fact is that the creek bed / ravine that Mitrice was found in was located adjacent to a property that was a 21-acre ranch known for producing pornography and had direct access to that creek bed. So I guess there is a way that she could have gotten there easier if somebody had picked her up, taken her there, done some nefarious things through her body in the woods.
Oh my God.
I don't know if anybody's ever been questioned there or if they've ever even looked there, but it's just a little fun fact.
Yeah.
Her family sued the police department for wrongful death and settled the lawsuit for $900,000. I think it was two lawsuits, one by her mom and one by her dad because they were separated, right? So totaling $900,000 is what they received.
It's not worth it.
No. And as part of the settlement, the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department denied any wrongdoing or liability. Mitrice's girlfriend, Tessa Moon, denies that Mitrice had any form of mental illness. None of her friends or family believe that she undressed herself and then traversed the fucking ravine on her own and believe that there's 100% foul play here.
Yeah.
The bottom line is that you have an inept police department who, by their own claims, is severely understaffed, being run by a sheriff who was later put on trial for his lying, abuse of power, and misconduct, all of whom failed to serve and protect Mitrice, and they walked away with a slap on the motherfucking wrist while her family has to live their entire lives without answers, and with a botched motherfucking investigation. All the evidence is tainted and wouldn't hold up in a court of law due to the lack of chain of custody and or evidence because it was destroyed by the police when they moved her against the coroner's wishes.
God damn.
Also, I should note that the arresting officer in her case, a deputy by the name of Armando Lorazepam. Oh. Armando Loriro. I'm probably butchering that name. He was later disciplined for not properly reporting when his partner acted in misconduct. So I had told you about the sheriff getting in trouble, right? Mm-hmm. Well, the fucking arresting officer also got in trouble because he didn't report it when his partner fucking just like threw out evidence. It was like a bike or some shit. Threw it out in a dumpster and didn't process it, and he didn't report it, and so he got in trouble for it.
So covering up for his fellow
misconduct. Yeah. And Mitrice's case is still considered open and her cause of death undetermined. There is a $20,000 reward for information on Mitrice's case being offered by the cities of Malibu and Calabasas. And that's all we have.
Oh my God.
How infuriating.
That's horrible.
I also heard whispers of like bipolar. I've never heard the family come out and say it, and I'm sure that could have been rumor too, but like that the medication found in her car was used for bipolar disorder, but everybody, even her girlfriend, says that
she didn't have bipolar or wasn't being medicated for it at least.
Right. And like marijuana doesn't make you do that, but marijuana would make you believe in numerology. Because I believe in like, consciousness, talking to dead people and shit, and when I get high, I'm like, it all makes sense.
Yeah.
So I could see it making you feel like you understand something, but like that's kind of next level to be like, I'm going to just go ahead and avenge Michael Jackson's death.
But yeah, the marijuana makes you a little crazy in that sense, but it doesn't make you the type of crazy, in my opinion, that would alert like wait staff and cops.
Right.
You know,
no,
like,
you're usually like, please don't look at me.
Yeah. Like if they were like, I don't know, she won't look me in the eyes and can't pay her bill.
Oh, this reminds me. I also read that the manager, like, I don't know if she was emptying her pockets or something, but she had like a joint in her pockets and the manager crumbled it up into a bush because he didn't want her to get in trouble for having marijuana on her, like was trying to look out for her. I didn't write that in there because it was kind of like, you know, a lot of the stuff came out of blogs and shit and I was too far deep and I'm like, we already have marijuana in the car. We know marijuana's present.
Yeah.
But I mean, so she could have been actively smoking, but you're not going to put a joint in your pocket if you have smoked it.
I mean, I guess you might. Depends on the pocket, though.
I feel like I'd leave it in my car because I'd be like, it smells like smoked marijuana pretty strong.
Yeah, but then your car's going to smell like it.
Yeah, but also, your car's not in the restaurant with everybody.
Yeah, it's true.
I don't know. I'm, you know, maybe not.
I don't know.
I don't either.
I feel like I wouldn't want to have smoke joint in my pocket just because it'd be destroyed. Like,
but
it's
also,
all loosey-goosey in there.
But also, not to sound crazy, because I am, but, like, you know how Kanye rambles, and then now in retrospect, we're like, I mean, you're kind of making sense.
No, not anymore.
Oh my God, I do. There was like, so one of his ramblings was about how everybody in the fucking music industry, like his lawyer's Jewish, everybody's Jewish, right? Oh. And everybody was like, oh, you're a fucking Nazi. But it's a lot of it's like tied to Israel and shit. So it's kind of making sense now as all this weird shit's coming out about Israel and Charlie Kirk and all this other stuff. And I'm like, oh. I mean, there's totally a different way of doing that, but I could see how you being in distress could make it sound like you're insane.
You're crazy.
You know, like numerology, gonna avenge Michael Jackson's death. But also, it could just be that she was having a mental break or something, you know? Like, it's probably that.
Well, she had 1/2 to 3 jobs, and she could have just been in a very stressed time in her
tired,
life. Like, tired. She's an intern for this big girl job that she's gonna get, you know, like.
Right. It's fucking wild.
Yeah. That's just so sad.
It's so sad. Our society sucks sometimes.
More and more.
Anyway, if you guys want to check out pictures pertaining to our case, you should go to our social media. We're on Instagram, Facebook, X, and TikTok. Our handle is @ISGD Podcast. If you want to snail mail us, email us. If you want to email us, you can do that at isgdpodcast@gmail.com. You should join our Patreon for as little as $1. You get one extra episode every month whenever we record, we've been okay lately. I think we owe one. We owe a lot back, but...
We owe a lot back, yeah. Yeah.
But we gotta do that.
We will.
Anyway, if you go right now, there's a bunch of fucking episodes you'll get access to, and there's tiers. So if you want to get, like, you know, weekly content, that's there too. Also, if you want to snail mail us, you could do that at
P.O. Box 2764, Spring Valley, California, 91979.
And we love you guys. Bye.
Bye.